Hi, welcome to Finding the Word. I am Melanie Brown, and I was going to try to give this word yesterday and double up because I had missed yesterday morning's word. Oh, it kills me. I'm going to still make an attempt to do it, but I ran out of steam yesterday, completely ran out of steam, and it was no way to have anything additional because my eyes were shutting and everything. So, but we'll see. I'm going to try to double. I have so many words, and they've come from conversations mostly this time. A lot of times it's, of course, situations, circumstances, things that happen in my life from day to day. But then a lot of it is conversations with people, stuff we're talking about. Words are highlighted, and then I got to go look them up and give them. And I love that. And so I was really just sitting kind of in quiet, like, okay, this has been quite the week. A lot of conversations, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things happening. And the words just kind of came on in. I was kind of hoping, like, well, I hope I get the words because I don't know. I can't sort this out. It's been so much so that I have had to sit for quite a bit before I start the camera as well because I'm not sure which way to go, and then it finally kind of comes clear and then I just get started. I've also had minimal editing. I'm loving this. It just takes so much less time. So if I'm stammering and stuff, I won't even hear it anymore. I don't even care. I do a little bit, but it is just becoming so much easier. I'm thinking, I don't even understand why I was being so picky. It was taking so much time. So freedom in that. And I'm excited about that. Okay. So the word is language. I was talking with another counselor that I've been benefits counselor with, every year. We don't work together, but we go to the training. Might see him at different events and after and things like that. But it's been a long time. So we were in a conversation. She actually got into it and wasn't a good situation because of language. She had been offered a job that she could have taken, paying high six figures. She was saying it would have been great in terms of insurance. It would have been a permanent job down in Miami, but only if she knew how to speak Spanish. So she gets into it with the other Spanish enrollers and counselors because she doesn't feel that that's appropriate. She is one that believes that this is the United States of America. It should be about English. We should not be printing all these pamphlets for this in Spanish. We should not be having all these Spanish counselors and catering to this. They need to use the language because they live here in America. This was her position on it. This is how she was feeling about it. And of course, the Spanish speaking counselors did not necessarily appreciate that. And so her thing is, well, if you go to other places, you're over there in these others, lands and other countries and stuff, they don't, print everything and go through all this stuff in English. You got to learn the language sometimes, but there are places where they definitely have an understanding of how to speak to you. And of course, that's appreciated for anyone on both sides. If you're somewhere, it's not the native language for you, and someone's able to say, hi, how are you? Or, welcome and things like that. You're going to be like, well, thank you and appreciate that. What's wrong with that? I think the goal really is to be able to love on and communicate and share the good news with anyone. I've always thought, though, with sign language that maybe that should be mandatory because I understand the argument. If you weren't even from here, you came over here. I mean, people have that argument. I understand them just saying, well, this is a different country. What are you expecting when you go to a different country? These are the things they're saying. But if you're deaf, you just were born without being able to hear. Everyone should be able to talk to you. It's just, I think that is a priority. And there are many who want to at least be able to fingerspell. My mother was an interpreter for the deaf when I was a child, and she used to give workshops to people at the church for how to learn sign, and she would do interpreting so they could see hear the sermons and things. So we learned basic sign. It came to be very beneficial for me because I got a babysitting job in high school for one of the teachers who had a deaf child, and it was a blessing that I don't even think I really fully understood at that time. But people they do take interest. I think we all within ourselves love the idea of being able to communicate with others, despite whatever language. So the word that I had for language took me to 1 Corinthians, and actually quite a few of the words I have are going to be going to 1 Corinthians 14. And I thought that was interesting because it kept returning there. So we're going to be back in another word or so to the same passage, but we're going to start with 6. And I think it was reading down through 12. Dear brothers and sisters, if I should come to you speaking in an unknown language, how would that help you? But if I bring you a revelation or some special knowledge or prophecy or teaching, that will be helpful. Even lifeless instruments like the flute, the harp, they must play the notes clearly, or nobody's going to recognize the melody. And if the bugler doesn't sound a clear call, well, then how will the soldiers know they are being called to battle? It's the same for you. If you speak to people in words that they don't understand, how will they know what you are saying? You might as well be talking into empty space. There are many different languages in the world, and every language has meaning. But if I don't understand a language, I will be a foreigner to someone who speaks it, and the one who speaks it will be a foreigner to me. And the same is true for you. Since you are so eager to have the special abilities that the Spirit gives, seek those that will strengthen the whole church. Isn't this a good passage? It's good. And it's really kind of lining up, because these are foreigners to us. We're foreigners to them. And if we're up here trying to talk about these benefits and explain things to them, they don't know what we're talking about, which is why we're bringing in people who will be able to do so and will be able to understand each other so they can get what they need. If this is the case in insurance, how much more so for those who are needing to know the Lord and to needing to hear the good word. And so this is actually really, I think, really good for what the situation called for. And so people really want to be able to speak in tongues. I've heard people even talking about it where they're like, it's not authentic. Sometimes it is fake. I did not grow up in a tongue-speaking church. Like, I didn't grow up being brought up that way. It was very foreign, and it seemed that, to be honest, I swear it was almost looked at like it was negative. I don't know if anybody would admit to that. I think it would be denied that it was ever spoken against. But I feel like I did not have a positive outlook about it. It was almost as though it was a symbol of something pagan or fake. I mean, I swear, this is weird, but I'm looking at it, and so later as I'm reading and looking at the way it's spoken of as a gift from the Spirit, how is that going to be bad? Like, you would want all of your gifts. It's no different than the way people see children as a gift from the Lord. They don't see it that way, but it is. Now, if you are looking for this in order to look good for people like fasting or prayer or anything else, or people who are wanting to present, look at me, I speak in languages from the Spirit, I have this, and that's your way, that's what the Lord knows is going on in your heart and your motives. We are supposed to be seeking first and foremost, not the things to edify ourselves. It is always going to be told to us that we need to be walking in love for others. How do we help others? Once again, same message, same thing. How do I help somebody else? Well, clearly speaking in language they don't know isn't helpful to them. Being able to speak the language they know is helpful to them. And so we want to seek those things that strengthen the whole church. Makes sense to me completely. So, but in going back to the language, I feel like you want to be able to help others and speak to others and them understand you. I want us to not be foreigners when talking. I hadn't thought about it. Kind of wish I had taken Spanish. I told Lena, I believe I'm going to try to learn. She's been doing Duolingo and learning Spanish for a while now. So she felt good about it because she was saying, okay, we can speak to each other. If you learn Spanish, we can help each other. I believe I'm about to be all in. There are many, many ways, not even just on that side, but even on my own with PointSmart. If someone in the Spanish community wants to talk with their child about getting on a program or they want to help them with points, it cannot hurt me to be able to be friendly to the Spanish community. We have droves of Spanish-speaking people. They are welcome. They are loved. I don't feel that we should be shunning any groups, but to embrace them and be able to speak to them at the very least. How are you today? Welcome to my church or restaurant or whatever space that you may own or have that they come into. We should be able to do that. And there's apps and things now, of course, that you can interpret, so it's even better than it used to be. But I'm going to be embarking on learning some Spanish. I'm going to see where it can take me and how fluent, with the Lord's help, I can do all things. He can bless that to where I can learn it in half the time. That is my prayer, and that is what I'm declaring. So look for a word in the future. One day, I might bring the word and it'll be in Spanish. Don't forget to find the word in whatever language that is native to you. And I will see you tomorrow.